Hello, boils and ghouls. Welcome to Watchers Podcast with your hosts, Brad and Colson.
That's what I love about these high school girls, man. I get older, they stay the same age.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Are we square?
Four tails. Oh, Jesus, man, that's a coocher.
And here we go.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. My name's Brad, here with Colson Oliver.
Hello.
And Colson,
Yes, sir.
how you doing today?
Doing good. Yourself?
Doing good.
It's been, we gotta say right off the bat, it's been a long time since we've recorded one of these episodes.
Yeah, like a proper
Yeah.
review episode.
We've been doing a lot of top tens because we've had so many banked.
Yeah,
So if we're a little bit rusty, this is why.
yeah.
Anyway,
And also because we suck at
that's right.
podcasting.
That's right. But yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm well.
That's swell. Good.
Hope everybody's doing okay that's out there.
Yes.
Before we get started, I do want to mention this. It's going to be a while before you hear this one, probably. But my buddy Chase Lee of the Reel Me In podcast has finished doing his podcast.
Okay.
He's all done. His last episode was Black Panther 2. So go check that out. The Reel Me In podcast. Yeah, he's put in years and years of work doing this thing.
Yeah.
And he's finally called it quits, which
Yeah.
is too bad because I really enjoyed listening to it. But it's a good show. So yeah. I didn't watch anything this week.
Nothing.
What about yourself?
I got a couple here.
Okay.
I watched a movie called, Scream Factory back in October did their, I don't know, I saw it on Facebook. Somebody was like, holy shit, Scream Factory movies are on sale, up to 50% off a bunch of them. So I ordered a bunch. I didn't even give a shit what they were. I literally went off the cover and I was like, if this looks good, I'm getting it.
Yep.
So I got one called The Nest. Have you heard of this movie?
No.
It's one of those like B 80s movies with, it's like cockroaches.
Okay.
Or it's very The Fly meets The Thing meets like slugs or one of those, arachnophobia, something like that.
It sounds awesome.
It was phenomenal. We had a lot of fun with it. Gross, bugs and shit. It was a good movie though. Yeah. So if you're able to find this one streamable, or if you want to spend the money and get it on Scream Factory, I recommend. Another one I watched is called Good People. Have you seen this movie? It's got James Franco and Kate Hudson. They own an apartment and they're redoing like the Money Pit house type thing. And their tenant in the basement dies, and they go down there and they find a shitload of money.
Oh.
And they're like, well, it's they're in debt. Take the money. They're good people, and it's drug dealer money, of course. What else would it be? So they come looking for it, and it's a whole thing. But it was a decent enough drama thriller. I liked it. And one other thing I'll mention, my oldest kid is at the age where he's starting to want to watch more movies. I tell both of them, you guys can go downstairs. We have over probably 2,000 or 3,000 movies down there. Pick whatever you want. I say, I don't give a shit. Just, I've gone down there before. I've pulled out a bunch. Like, you guys would like this, you like this. And I say, honestly, I don't care though. Pick whatever. I don't care if it's a R-rated, tits everywhere. It'll be awkward, but whatever. So he's getting into the action movie thing. So we've been watching a lot of action movies, and I keep telling him like, oh, this weekend coming up, we'll do this one or this one. I know we're planning to watch the Planet of the Apes movies, the new ones.
Oh, nice.
So I'm excited for that. But one that we did watch, Point Break, which we talked about probably a couple years ago now.
Yeah.
But surfer movie, fucking action, jumping out of airplanes, surfing, football on the beach. He loved it. So I'm excited that he's like at that age where it's not just, you know,
Minions.
yeah, shitty little animated or, you know, silly comedies and things like that. He's at that age where we can do grown-up movies.
Yeah.
So Point Break, always good, and he liked it, so I'm happy.
Nice.
Yeah, anyway, moving on.
Yeah. So our review this week is for the movie White Noise. Came out 2022, made by Noah Baumbach,
Right.
and currently on Netflix.
That's right.
I'll let you do a bit of a rundown on it.
Okay, so the plot is dramatizes a contemporary American family's attempts to deal with the mundane conflicts of everyday life while grappling with the universal mysteries of love, death, and the possibility of happiness in an uncertain world. Adam Driver, Greta Gerwig, Don Cheadle, to name a few. Run time's about 2 hours and 15 minutes. And there will be spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you don't care, then continue to listen.
Yeah.
I was going to say that Michael Keaton was the star of this movie. If you've seen White Noise from, I don't know, 2001 maybe, or whatever year that was.
Yeah.
You may prefer that White Noise to this one, or not.
Yeah.
I'm interested to know or hear what you think or thought of this movie. You're a fan of Baumbach.
Yeah.
You like the cast in it, I believe.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I was super excited for this movie.
Okay.
For the reasons you said. I like Adam Driver, Greta Gerwig, Noah Baumbach. The trailer, I thought this movie was going to be really fun. Almost like a dark comedy version of National Lampoon's,
Right.
to an extent. But what I was given was a movie with some absolutely ridiculous dialogue.
Yeah.
And the big event of this toxic cloud only being half an hour of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was let down.
Okay.
I was really let down.
I honestly had no idea what you were going to think. I watched the trailer a few months before the movie even came out, so I remember the trailer. I even mentioned it, I think, on our top 100, was somewhere a couple weeks, or I guess months at this point back, that I remembered it being like a survival movie of this apocalypse thing happening.
Exactly.
With this, yeah, we didn't really know. It looked like they were in a bunker in one scene. I was like, oh, this looks great. You know, it's got Adam Driver. I love Adam Driver. Watching it, I was extremely confused for the first while. I like I say, the trailer I remember being a different movie, and I was thinking maybe I watched a teaser and something else, but I was lost.
Yeah.
Very confused.
It almost felt like a Wes Anderson movie.
Right.
But with weirder dialogue.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Very confusing.
Yeah.
I will say that Adam Driver, he looked like shit. He had awful hair. His big fat gut. He
looked 50.
He was awful. But I loved him.
Yeah.
Definitely by far my favorite character in the movie. I'll get to one of the moments that made me love him. But for my one note here is I hated the first 30 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
Once the truck hit the train and it released this poison, I was like, okay, this is what I remember. Okay, this is good. I I was all in at that. I was like, this is it. This is
Yep.
what I wanted, and it was great for, like you said, about a half an hour, and then the Act 3 started, and I hated it again.
Yep. I will say the last 10 minutes are pretty good,
Right.
but so much of this movie was talking about Dylar, and I just didn't care.
Yeah, it was.
They picked the least interesting part of the movie.
That's right.
And focused on that.
Yeah. I think seeing this family deal with this apocalyptic cloud of gas, I think I loved what we saw. It was really funny.
Even that gas station scene was really good.
Really good.
Where you feel tense with him pumping gas.
Yeah. And I believe I think it was lightning lighting up the sky behind him or something like that, and you can see it. This poisonous cloud.
It covers up the sign, and then keeps going.
And he's just fucking standing there, pumping gas, looking left to right.
Yep.
It was great. He was really, really good. The whole family, they were really good. I enjoyed the scene when the radio was like, leave. If you live here, you got to get out. And everybody's hitting garbage cans on their way out.
Yeah.
The best part, though, is they're in the middle of dinner, and Adam Driver is eating, and everybody's like, we got to go. And he randomly picks up his dish of food, and he's looking like, what the fuck do I do? What do I do with this? It was really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, I thought he did phenomenal. I was very happy with him. Now they get to the camp, and again, at this point, I'm thinking this is going to be the rest of the movie. Chaos breaks out. They tell everybody you got to leave, so they're following this 4-wheel drive vehicle through the woods in their station wagon. They launch into the river. This might be one of the biggest laughs I've had of him. It's completely silent. You just hear as he's steering down the river. He'd hit a rock and he would steer the other way. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of looking around I don't know what to do. It was really funny.
I like the kid, do sheep have eyelashes?
Yeah.
And he's like, does anyone not see what's going on here? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that part's great.
It was really good. And then, like we say, about a half an hour, and it's just okay, well, that's over now.
Yeah.
And it's back to this pill that she's taking or whatever.
Yeah. And it's just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's they don't really wrap anything up. It's just okay.
It was,
the event's over.
Yeah. It was bizarre.
Yeah.
Bizarre. I was completely let down. I had a blast for, like you say, about 30 minutes, 45, whatever that middle chunk was. Yeah, I don't know. Not my type of movie. It would be if it was the middle for the whole thing, but everything else just didn't work.
I hate that they call her Baba.
Yeah. And
then they're having that weird conversation when they're in the bedroom, and he's like, what is Baba? She's like, Baba is whatever. And I'm like, people don't talk like this.
Yeah.
This isn't how conversation
Very
works.
weird.
Yeah.
And I will mention, do you remember the scene, I think it was before the cloud, when he wakes up in the middle of the night and it's pitch black, and he looks over and it looks like his wife or whatever is staring out the window.
Yeah.
And that was super creepy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is taking a turn for weirdness or whatever. And then again, just it was a dream. Was it I don't even know what the fuck was going on.
But there was a jump scare there,
Yeah,
too.
there was.
And it actually got me because I wasn't expecting it in this movie.
But no, that first and third sections of the movie just...
That whole part of him and Don Cheadle talking back and forth about Hitler and Elvis.
Yeah.
That could have been cut.
I don't know what the hell I was watching. I was so confused.
Yeah, I didn't need that.
Yeah.
The movie was long enough as it was.
Yeah.
I had to watch it in 2 sittings.
Right, your Netflix
My Netflix fucked up.
Yeah.
So it was actually made it better that I had to watch it in 2 sittings. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. I was completely let down.
Yeah.
When I realized that this was not what I wanted.
Yep.
Or thought. The ending like you mentioned, not the last few, but just before the last few minutes, it was good.
Yeah.
In the motel and the church hospital, which is the scene that looks like a bunker.
Yeah.
When they're in there, that's the scene. I was like, I thought this was some sort of a air raid bunker thing or whatever, and it turns out to be a church hospital thing.
Yeah.
The very end, when the credits are rolling with everybody singing in the supermarket, did you watch that?
No, I shut it off.
Oh, well, I don't even know what... I had no idea what I was watching. People were singing, and dancing, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was beyond confused.
The least believable part of the whole movie was when they're in the grocery store and how well faced everything is.
Everything's pristine.
Yeah.
I mentioned that, too, to my wife.
Nobody bought a single thing in that store.
Yeah. That's what they do. That store is, when somebody comes in and grabs something off the shelf, somebody runs up and pulls the next one in line forward.
Yeah, they must.
That'd be the way to do it. But,
yeah.
Overall, didn't like the first part. Loved the middle. Hated the last part. Loved Adam Driver. Thought his character was hilarious. And that's all I liked throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
The rest of it was just not for me.
I liked the style of the movie. Like, I liked the setting of, was it like early 80s probably?
Yeah, it was early 80s.
Yeah. I thought that looked good.
Yeah, Ohio or somewhere, that area of just, small town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the acting was good.
Adam Driver's, he's usually a lock. I would think. He was nominated for a Golden Globe this year. He lost to the guy who played Elvis, I believe.
Right.
But watching him, I was like, he could. I didn't know if that gut was real or not. You can never really tell these days, but it looked real.
Yeah.
It fit him. He looked creepy and fucking old. I don't know, man. He was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It just not my cup of tea. And I don't know.
Yeah. Especially after Marriage Story.
Right.
And how good that was.
I fucking hate that movie.
Yeah, you do.
But I hate it personally. I know that it's a good movie.
Yeah.
This movie, I don't think it's a good movie.
No, it had moments.
Moments
of being really good.
Yeah. It was very strange.
Yeah.
And like I say, I may just be missing something.
Same.
I even looked it up after, what is white noise? And people, there's explanations online. None of them hit me oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I was just reading, and when I'm done reading, I'm like, okay, I don't know what I just read. Just like the movie, I don't know what I just watched. Yeah. It was okay. I don't get it.
Yeah. There's going to be some people that love this movie.
Definitely.
I'm not one of them.
No, I'm not either.
On to ratings?
On to ratings.
What do you give White Noise?
I give it a 5 out of 10.
Same.
Okay.
I'm right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's disappointing because I really thought this was going to be great.
Yeah. I did too. I watched the trailer months before it came out, and I was excited for it. And completely let down.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So that'll do it for this episode.
That's right.
Let us know in the comments what you thought of White Noise. Maybe you can explain it to us a little bit, what we're missing.
Yeah, somebody
makes it good.
Do something here.
Yeah. I never did check on IMDb either to see what it's sitting at right now.
Oh, I didn't either.
Let me see if I can bring that up real quick.
Yeah.
Currently has a 5.7. So people aren't really loving it
Not
either.
Not loving it, yeah.
And that's based on 26,878 reviews.
Okay.
Meta score is only 66. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not
killing it.
No, not by any means.
Mediocre.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, that's it for this one. Thank you everyone for listening, and we'll be back next week with something new. Bye.